I know this is going to be a long video, but so I'm gonna talk about the positives, just the positives, for this stream. Things that happened in the past, which I'm not even gonna mention anyway, because I'm moving on, and it's a good thing really because it actually gives me the chance to start fresh, and such, and I think starting fresh is good for me, because the depression I felt in the past, well, I mean, it kind of would make me have a fresh start, um, and such. You know what I mean? All the past videos with me crying, whatever. Well, I'm kind of gonna move past that, with my head held high. So the only events I will be talking about mostly is mostly stuff to do, family related. Just mostly family related to do with like, my dog, um my family as a whole and stuff like that. And whatever, and of course, like the friends that I'm actually friends with right now, just them, and such, and that's it, really. So I'm not gonna mention the ones that are not on that list. So nope. Yeah, so I'm not gonna mention that at all. So I'm actually past that. So so one thing I want to stay positive is it's hard, really. Um, So, a couple of things. It's gonna be hard to make changes, to focus on stuff. Okay, so the one of the things that come to mind is, of course, more time with Wolf and such. I guess because that makes sense. Even though the timeline's a bit tricky, that's the only choice I've got. So possibly, not probably, more Minecraft, I guess. Maybe more gameplay of like horror, like Resident Evil 2 from time to time again. Um, and possibly other games as well on the list, and such. I wish I could stream Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, but sadly I can't. Because the streaming just doesn't work that well because, I don't know, just something wrong with it, really. Certain games have that problem. So, I mean, a couple of things to look forward to, I guess, is, well, um, well, the finishing of my dog memorial, that's getting finished, unfortunately. So that'll get finished at some point. I mean, the roof is already done, and so I would have to do the little house thing. I mean, I've already done a bit of the grave, like with the grass and such. So other things to look forward to, is holidays. One's in August, one's in October. Turkey's actually the August one, and Flamingo Land is in. Well, Flamingo Land is actually in October. I'm probably gonna fill it down because I don't have my dog, but I did have surprise visit today. I had my aunt's dogs around, Molly and Lumi. They are really sweet. I had a bunch of licks. Licking at me. Lumi was the funniest. She would like jump at me a bunch of times, licking me in the legs and whatever all over the place. But Molly, because of her being so tiny, she's nice and sweet, but she has heart conditions with breathing and whatever, so I usually go easy on her. And she's really nice and sweet. She's a tiny Yorkshire Terrier Chihuahua. But Lumi, she's more of the Jack Russell Chihuahua cross. So she's a mix of those. And they're both really sweet. I'm actually going out with them tomorrow. To take them to the park and such. I mean, I think I definitely need it because I don't have my dog anymore. So going out with them, I think would feel good for me. Like a fresh start and such. You know what I mean? Just to try and be happy on what I have and such. So a couple of things on terms of other things like Among Us, I don't really know because it's just me and my sister. I'd have to try and get other people involved, I guess, if they'll get the game. And if they do, then everyone can be in party chat. For laughs, since it would be funny. So I think party chat in a private server would be a good idea because it would allow us to have a laugh, and kill people and such. A bunch of other things is I've got Hogwarts Legacy coming out in April. Looking forward to that. To streaming that game. So is my sister. She's looking forward to playing that too. Most likely she'll she'll most likely pick the Slytherin house. Most likely I'll pick Hufflepuff because she likes Slytherin. I like Hufflepuff. Well, mostly we do it based on our personality. She likes to be almighty and whatever. Me, I'm more of the shy nerd type, so I fit into Hufflepuff. Honest, I'm actually fit into the honest, kind, loyal category and whatever for actually being in there. I also fit into the Ravenclaw, but I'm not keen on being in Ravenclaw. I'm not really much of a bookworm. I mean, I like books, but I don't know. I'm just not the type to constantly be an absolute geek on, if it came to like Hogwarts homework and such. I'm not really that type. Because they're mostly more level-headed. The Ravenclaws, where you have to be highly intelligent, and stuff. So that's why I don't fit in that one, unfortunately. So yeah. My sister actually would fit into also Gryffindor, for bravery and such because she can pull off fights, since she actually goes in there. But she also has the honest and kindness and whatever to be in Hufflepuff. That's another possibility. But again, it depends on the sorting house. Depending which one they put her in. Bunch of other things I'm also going to be looking forward to, but it's next year though, is a new dog. I'm hoping for a new dog next year, sometime next year. I'm really hoping that it happens, I guess. I mean, it probably would make me happy. So, the thing was, I didn't celebrate my channel's anniversary this year. Sometime this year, because of the whole dog death thing. Way before, so I was like, you know what? Now leave that for next year. So that's kind of like what came to mind. So a couple of things to list on the calendar. So apparently coming up in March. Yeah. So So in March, we've pretty much got the RE4 remake. In March. Oh, and apparently we have MK90's birthday. So his is in March. But it's later on, unfortunately. MK's birthday's on the 30th. The RE4 remakes on the 24th, according to my calendar. Well, as for other dates, Hogwarts Legacy is way behind in April. So, it's pretty funny that April Fool's Day is on the same month as Hogwarts Legacy, which is pretty funny. And I'm looking forward to April Fool's Day because I'm gonna prank a lot of people. And the funny thing is, my nana's birthday's on that day is on that month as well, so I can pretty much get a lot of people, I guess. Um, which is going to be great. So, um, so, um, so apparently there is a couple of things that have also happened. Well, my snake, my corn snake, which is pretty funny, by the way. But basically, I was well, apparently Shadow has one white eye, unfortunately, which I'll get into the funny part in a minute. So he has one white eye. I tried rubbing it before and whatever. There's definitely something up with his eye. Um, it's kind of weird. It's not like flaky or whatever. It's clouded over. I can't rub it off. The amount of times I try to rub his eye, it won't really do anything. I couldn't really get the white off and whatever. It didn't seem like flaky or anything. So I was thinking there must be like some sort of infection or something to do with his eye. I don't really know because I'm not a doctor, but I'm guessing it's something to do with his eye. Okay, so the funny part with the snakes, the funny thing is I was feeding them earlier. Well, I was going to, but I had to get one of the snakes out. But Sky, unfortunately, hadn't eaten. Neither did Shadow, but Sky looked like he wanted to go at me. um, Now usually they never bite, but they were hungry, so Sky wanted to bite me. And I was like, oh my god. So I put a rat, like the mouse, in the enclosure to lure Sky away, but they end up biting each other. And I was like, seriously? Now these are probably cod snakes, so it's not damaging really. Yeah, so I basically immediately get the mouthwash, and I start pouring bits onto each other to get them away from each other, and I try to lure Sky into the little like the little whatever it's called. So I get Sky into one of those bucket things or whatever, and I put the lid on. And I put the mouse in there to try and get him to eat it. And I make sure the mouse that Shadow has, it's not tied up in his tail. Because the funny thing is, he actually originally had two mice in his tail because he had them both tied up while he was eating one of them. So I had to separate one of them from his tail and give it to Sky while the other was eating the other one. So they actually ate it and whatever, and then after their meal, I put Sky back in, and then they started sniffing each other. um, but eventually Sky gave up. Well, mostly gave up. And Shadow just kept going for Sky. Kept trying to bite him. And I was like, seriously, do I have to keep doing this mouthwash thing? So I kept using the mouthwash on his face. It was pretty funny. Because he wouldn't let go, because Shadow was all twitchy, and whatever. So eventually they calmed down. The last time I saw them, they were sleeping in in the branch, just not attacking each other. So that's one way to do it. After realizing, they're not food. Oh my gosh. It was after Sky went in the water a lot and got that scent off him. But there you go, really. I mean, you kind of really get the idea. So, so apparently, if I can get like a good video footage of Sky, um, well, and Shadow. So apparently, I'm going to show Sky and Shadow. And then, if anyone's a snake expert, be able to help me with this. Fortunately, I can't see Shadow because he's at the back somewhere. Yeah, so this is the cheeky one that bit me earlier on my wrist. Can't really see the marks, unfortunately. He's the one that got me. Now he's like a I forget the name, the snake, the type. Well, he's a corn snake, but he's a type of corn snake. I think he's like a snow something or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Because he has like yellow markings on him. But Shadow, on the other hand, he's more of a classic something. Classic corn snake because he's brown mostly. So he's kind of like right in the back. Wonder if I can get him out for a sec. Well, get him to lure forward. Because I need to see his eye again. Yeah, so if anyone knows this, let me know. Okay, see if he moves. Yeah, so just need to make sure he moves a bit. So if you apparently would look very carefully, he has a white eye. Anyone a snake expert? Anyone? He has like a white eye on his side, unfortunately. I can't really tell. Yeah, if anyone sees that white eye, let me know. And then tell me the cause of it, because I don't really know how to sort a snake issue. Yeah, because I don't really know what's wrong with him. He has like an eye problem. We tried rubbing his eye, but nothing, unfortunately. Apparently, I've tried. I've literally tried seeing what type of eye thing. I've tried rubbing on his eye and nothing. He actually even let me do it. Pretty sad, really. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Shadow. He's actually mostly my timid snake. Yeah, so you can see right there, if you look very closely, he has like a white eye at the back. Which is not natural, really. It doesn't look cloudy or whatever. It looks kind of odd. You know what I mean? His other eye is fine. So apparently, if you look at him, his eyes are okay. Both of his eyes. His one eye is not. Looks like it's either infected or dried up or something. I don't know what. I'm not a snake expert. So I can't really do anything with him. So medicine. Shane for the snake. Yeah, so let me know if there's a vet that knows about this sort of thing. This eye condition, because I don't really know about the eye condition. And I wish I knew, unfortunately. We are thinking about a vet over the internet, but I don't know if it'll work or something, or I don't know if it'll help. Because they wouldn't be touching the snake themselves. So rubbing against the snake's eye, since the snakes don't really like being handled in a way where they have to force a cotton bud on their eye. They don't like that, unfortunately. So shame, really. So um so apparently it's tricky to treat a snake. Really, 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 really tricky. Because if they get a white eye, which can sometimes happen, it can be sort of bad. Depending on the eye, I guess. Um, so there is another thing that's going really. There's actually a thing that's going to happen in March. And it's a pretty good one. So in March, me, my sister, and my mom are going to do a interview live on television. Also, my dad's killer will be getting interviewed as well in prison. So everyone will be getting interviewed and such about about mainly like my dad and such. And my mom will be able to get in my dad's killer's face and shout at him. Because she actually wants to do that. Wants to yell in his face. Which I think will be a good experience. And such, like talking and stuff like that. So I think it'd probably be like cameras or something like that, connecting from one area to the other or something like that. I don't really know. But the good thing is the news will be worldwide. It is a documentary, and such, so it will be worldwide on probably television or whatever. It'll be sometime like after we got back. Um, Allowing people to actually watch it and such, so that'll be a pretty good thing to look forward to. Uh, Learning the history of the past on what happened and whatever, the whole story thing of Carly, because the whole story links to him. And such. So we have no involvement with my dad's family, because the reasons why is because we don't really like my dad's side, because they weren't really nice people. So, so mostly just me, my mom, and my sister will be on the air, on our side, and my dad's parents do their side. The side of the story and such, and that's pretty much it, really. Um, so that's one thing I'll be looking forward to. And I'm pretty glad it didn't get put in March because I was already struggling with the loss of the dog and such, so I just didn't really want to. So it's a good thing it's put in March instead, so which is pretty good, I guess. So, other terms to possibly happen. You know, funny. I can't think of much things. What I can say though is when I go to Flamingoland in October, I'm probably gonna be bored out of my mind. Literally bored out of my mind because I won't have the dog anymore. Well, she's gone, unfortunately. Because the only way to actually, put that up is to bring two dogs along, my aunt's dogs. That's the only way for that to work because otherwise I'd feel downright depressed. Because I love dogs. I actually adore dogs because they bring me happiness. Whenever they're around. Because whenever a dog's around and I would feel upset or whatever, I would hug them out of like love and such. And it's pretty good feeling because hugging a dog it takes away your pain. Your sorrow, whatever. Uh, so there's that. So maybe things this year will get better. Maybe, or maybe it will, I think, maybe when things start getting a bit out a bit more, which might work and people start, I don't know, up and up a bit more maybe. Like with time scales or something and actually play at like certain times even if they have to sleep during certain time period. Which would be pretty funny because that means the only certain times that would work um, in order to play games together. I am planning to play The Evil Dead at some point, but um, I still have games in the way. Like I still have Chocobo Mystery Dungeon and such. So the other games on my list is now I do have to do some things with Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So Among Us I think can wait for a bit. Reverse. Well, I always wish there was there was more to add into it or something. A lobby or something like Among Us does. Where you can basically just put people in together and they would get into a lobby, no problem. I mean, there's a good thing there's a private server, so friends can get in that way. So apparently, I also have Sonic Frontiers, but I'm waiting for the DLC to come out. I also have to complete Digimon Survive, but I have to complete one story, unfortunately. Well, I probably have to do the game twice. Because I have to do a game one time on one side to get the other Digivolutions, and then I have to do it the last time to get the Omnimon Digivolution. Now, apparently, I don't really have much to do with Injustice 2, except just grinding, really. And then there's apparently Minecraft, which that I can just play for fun. Since it's a fun game, build stuff and whatever. And then I've got the RE2 remake. Well, I've completed that a bunch of times, so I could always replay that whenever I feel like it. The other games I really have is like The Evil Dead, like I mentioned earlier. I have The Evil Dead in my library list and whatever. So apparently that's in my list. So most likely there'll be more games on the way. So possibly next month I'll be streaming the RE4 remake. That'll be good, I guess. To stream, even if I hate Ashley. Oh gosh. She is a absolute nightmare, no matter which game she's in. So I've only seen both versions, both the original and the remake, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna hate Ashley so much because of the remake. They don't have the item bugs, and I'm really gonna hate them more. So I definitely am going to hate Ashley because she's probably going to get in the way, often because, with me, I don't rely on, commands, that much. And I'm usually always in the line of fire, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna take these boys down on my own. And I would usually go blazing in with rocket launches in most games, like RE5 and 6. I'd be like, then again, I don't think 6 has a rocket launcher. Um, but most likely, 5 definitely did have a rocket launcher, so I think 4 might have the same. So knowing me, if I'm able to get the rocket launcher early and get a knight's outfit and put it on Ashley, I'd be like, okay, now we're doing this. Now we're going through without a problem. No matter how many times they drop Ashley, I'd be like, yep, not a problem. Just keep going. Even if it feels like I'm cheating, I don't care. It's easier to deal with Ashley if she's not getting picked up a lot. Because I know for one thing, if she gets picked up, it's game over. That's from the original, so it's probably the same with the remake. Um, so most likely, I'm probably gonna be like turning side to side, constantly looking at back and front, attempting to shoot all the zombies. I just call them zombies because it works in the names. Um, so I'm probably just gonna keep going back and forth and probably shooting them all, make sure all the zombies are dead. Especially the chainsaw person. We're gonna make sure they're all pretty much dead. Um, and then once they're all dead and whatever, then I can urge Ashley to go forward. Um, and then just keep making sure there's no one following Ashley. Um, because I do not want that to happen, really, because she would be a pain in the ass. And she actually is a pain in the ass. Um, so there's the reason why I hate Ashley. She doesn't really defend herself. So I've already seen what she is like in the remake. And I don't really like that she doesn't defend herself. I mean, she is the mayor's daughter after all, and I'm thinking, well, as the mayor's daughter, she could have apparently been taught how to fire a gun or how to fight with a knife, any one of those. That would be good to her. Originally in the story of the original RE4, Ashley was supposed to be the girl from Hunting Ground, with a dog. I think that would have probably worked better because having the dog protect you, that probably would have been better for Ashley. And it would have served a purpose to Ashley herself because at least then she would have had a dog protector and whatever, and you had to like do stuff. Um, but there you go. Um, so yeah, so apparently I'd have to see what games that comes up into mind, I guess. And whatever games comes to mind, that I'll be able to stream on possibly YouTube. Even though I don't do it often because I've been playing Choco Mystery Dungeon a lot and I can't stream it because it's weird. It just won't let me. Well, maybe at some point I will stream something else. When I feel like it. Like, if Wolf comes around, I probably might stream Minecraft if Minecraft is not drunk with joining servers because it's been acting drunk for like days, when we tried. And it was pretty weird. Um, so, so yeah, really. There's really not much else to say. To look forward to and such and things that are basically happening and stuff like that. Well, I don't really have anything else to say, So apparently that's it. So